On my last video, a lot of people were basically saying that I should re-explain how to round onto the wall and stuff, so that's what this video is. I'm basically explaining how to round onto the wall, and, I'm explaining how the new bench jump works. Forewarning, I don't hit it in this video. You can go watch the other video. Alright, so a couple days ago, yesterday for me, I made a video basically covering pixelsurf bench to bricks in CS2, where you take bench to bricks and add a pixelsurf, and for some people it makes it more consistent, for some people it makes it less consistent. It's just all up to the person. But today I'm gonna try to cover how to get into the surf, and then how to obviously do that part. So one thing that's different from CSGO, so if like you know how to do this in CSGO, is the rounding onto the wall seems much less consistent. And that being said, even just like you can perf over here and just end up in a surf, like yeah, pretty consistent, and it's a real surf. Like you can see that. So, and you can also, like, I'm pretty sure you can do something similar over here if you just like round in. Yep, just like that, and they're in the surf. But it's it's like really hard to round in from up on the table and then like stay rounded in consistently if you're just like jumping up, like how I said yesterday. But before that, this video is sponsored by CSGO Luck. Great place to upgrade your inventory if you have, a few spare skins lying around. They have some of the cool game modes like Case Battle and Crash Coin Flip, all your favorite ones. Use code TRIP, 3 free cases, and a deposit bonus, including skins. So, have fun, guys. 18 plus. So that's basically what this video is it's covering rounding, right, and the surfs here. Which... Also, that thing, there's something you can hit your head on. I think it's slanted. Yeah. I think it's slanted, along something like that, where just if you jump, you like hit your head on the top of it, and then it sends you flying forward. So yeah, those are the things about like rounding. You can know if you're rounded with this thing here by just jumping in the corner until you hit your head. Eventually you will hit your head on something here, and then you'll basically know that you're rounded. So like here on this wall, like you can come up here, like I showed with the bullets, you can hit your head on it. I just did there, and that's a way where you can check if you're like rounded to the wall. And yeah, I'm like right here, I'm rounded, so like I know that if I like do that, I'm gonna get in, right, and then slip out, obviously. Now, one thing that I don't really know how to do, it's kind of elusive to me, is getting into the surf like early, like here. I can't really seem to do it, but even like when I do it here, like you saw, you can get into it just by jumping over and over again. I'm just crouch hopping, and that's how I got into it before, in case if you're wondering. And they both work like that. You can just get in, and then your legs will be flailing all over the place. So, but anyways, once you learn how to round onto this wall consistently with like, jumping, wall strafing, all those things, you can crouch jump, and obviously you can use different ways to check if you're rounded. Once you have all those tools, you're gonna want to like try to learn how to get into the surf, and get out of the surf in a pace, right? So by far the hardest part of this is getting in and out of the surf, right? Out of the surf specifically, not into it. So getting into the surf is pretty easy, but getting out of the surf with a perf is pretty difficult. You gain a lot of speed very quickly in the surf, so a lot of people struggle with predicting the timing. So what I recommend is offline. You can practice with SV auto bunny hopping true. I just want to quickly mention, for anyone using desubtick binds, it's likely that auto bunny hopping, the command, will not work for you because of the way that desubticked is, like, the way it's made, so like you just won't be able to do it. So to fix it, you just have to set, one of your keys, probably space, to the default bind. To get the perf out, it is quite RNG dependent, so that's why I recommend practicing in an environment where you don't really have as much RNG. That being said, there are two ways to get the perf off of the bench. Getting the perf off of the bench, you can either try to force a JB. One thing about this jump in CSGO is that whenever you got out of this and then jumped off of this, it would force a JB. The second perf would always be a JB if you perfed out of the surf, right? It was a setup JB, that's why it was neat. But on this game, it does not appear to be a setup JB. It will just be a Bhop, which is, you know, workable. But the thing is that if you want it to be a JB, it still can be a JB, right? You just have to do the timing a little bit more manually, which is obviously a little bit harder. But JB or Bhop it, both really work, to be honest. But it is no longer a setup JB, so you can't do this and just hit it every single time. Which, you know, good and bad. It's good and bad. Anyways, I hope this helped, even though I literally did not JB bench to bricks or Bhop or do pixels. I did not hit the route a single time. But I hope this helped as someone who's hit the route about 7 times now. And it is way harder. I can admit that it is way harder. You know, if you've hit it more than me, feel free to comment in the comments. Appreciate it. Later, guys.
I had to get this money, I had to get paid. Life's